Hey party people, this is Jeremy from Jumbo Lab Plays Games, and today I'm here with another Kickstarter preview of Merchants of Muziris, and I hope I did not butcher that too bad. And this is by Colossal Games. It's a 2 to 4 player hand management set collection game, which this actually used to be a 2-player game, and now it's 2 to 4 players, which I find interesting. So what goes on? You're playing the roles of merchants who are grabbing produce cards and using them either for their ability or using them to fulfill orders. And it's a really interesting system. You're activating character cards, and there's different types of character cards. There's different in-game scoring conditions and also scoring after the end game. So there's a lot of interesting things going on. I'm going to show you the setup. I'm actually going to show you a couple rounds of how it plays, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. Let's get to it. All right, party people, we're going to take a look at the setup here so you have an understanding of how the game is set. So you have these in-game condition cards. There are 3 that are coming right now as far as the prototype goes, and they all have this different kind of in-game conditions. Now, this one right here is 6 orders, so the first one with 6 orders. You have the second one here. The game ends when a single player has 20 coins, and then you also have one here where it's player count if there's a total orders according to player count times 5. So in this case, it's a 3-player game, it'd be 15. I'm going to talk about these bottom ones here when we get to the gameplay video so you understand how that works. But we'll leave it there. You start the game with these 3 character cards, and each one of them has different things that they can do. So for example, this advisor, what they basically do is when you activate them, when you do this one and you put your token on there, it'll give you a card. Use the card in your hand and you discard it for its ability. You have the merchant, which allows you to draw a card from the supply, a produce card from the supply. And this is your supply, and this is your produce cards in here. And then you have the customer, which you would use to fulfill orders, and we'll talk about the orders during the gameplay. And then you're also going to have 2 more in this case. It's going to be player count minus 1, and you can choose from these 5 right here. So you have 5, and you would basically have those in there, and I put these 2 in there. So we have those as well. All right, so that gives you a little bit more of the replayability. So the anatomy of cards. The cards have 2 things on them. They have the abilities. They have the abilities on the bottom, which can be activated with this advisor. And then they also have, when you produce orders with the customer back here, you're going to get a certain amount of points. So this is a 1-card order. I can do a 1-card order, and that would be worth 2 points. If I had a match, let's say like in this situation, this would be worth 2 coins or 2 points. And notice how I said not 2 per, it's just 2 coins. Okay, so I would get 2 coins, I would discard one of these, and then I would place this in front of me to represent an order. And then lastly, you have your first player token right here, and the first player actually gets 2 tokens, and we'll talk about how those are used during the game. And then the other players, they have theirs, they have 2 cards, and then they also have 1 coin apiece. And that is pretty much the setup. I left the money over here. I kind of like to have a sloppy mess over there. We get there, right? And let's go ahead and take a look at a couple rounds so you can get an idea of how the game. All right, party people, we're going to go through a couple rounds here and kind of show you how the game works. It's not going to show the entire strategy, but how the things work in this game. This is a really smart card game. Okay, so we have the first player. The first player has two action tokens, and that means they can take 2 this round. Now when they get done placing, those are blocked for the rest of the round. So I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to go ahead and play the merchant, which gets me a card. I'm going to add a produce card. And then I'm going to use the customer, which means I can make an order, and that's how you basically start the end of this game. We have to get 15 orders total between us, and that would trigger the end game. So I'm going to go ahead and discard one of these, but the whole idea is if I have 2 of these, I get 2 points, not 2 coins per, but just 2 coins. This would be placed in front of me, and this is a tight space, so I'm doing it that way. And then I would get 2 coins, and now the first player is in the lead for right now. I'm going to use this one here. The advisor means I can discard a card and use its ability. This one right here is for 2 coins, so I'm going to go ahead and discard this one for its ability. That would give me 2 coins, and now I'm at 3. Perfect. And then finally, let's see. I'm just going to draw 1 card. And if there was a coin on there, I get to take that coin. But we're going to show you how the coins end up on there. So at the end of the round, a coin is placed on the one character card that does not have an action token on it. And then the supply is refilled. You notice how I didn't fill the supply when we were playing as we were coming out? That's how it works. Okay, and then first player token is passed to the green player like this. And then we begin our next turn. So this is really exciting, but I'm going to go ahead and You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill an order. Okay, I'm going to fill a 1-card order. So when I do that, I'm going to go ahead and flip this sideways. Now the honey is one of the more rare ones, and you can see why. It's got good points on it, 3, 6, and 8. I would love to have that. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the 3.1. So 3 coin 1. And that would give me 3 coins. I'm going to go ahead and move this out and just get a 6 here. And then for my next one, I'm going to draw a produce card, which is going to be this one. And then, let's see. What's your boy over here going to do? I'm going to go ahead and, for yellow, I'm going to go ahead and discard this card for its ability and go ahead and get those 2 coins as well. And there's a lot more in here. There's salt. I'm just trying to think of the ones off the top of my head. And then red sees that banana. He's going to draw that produce card. Draw 1 produce card. I'm going to go ahead and do that one. So we'll draw a produce card and hope for the best. Ooh, another pomegranate. That would have been great if I had 3 of them. And then that's the round. Once again, this noble, and that, you know what, honestly, at some point, this will become useful, but sometimes you'll do it just to pull, get those coins. I mean, those coins, that's the best part. So we've refilled this. We're going to move over the first player token over to the yellow player. And I think that gives you a good idea. You know what? Let's just play one more round because I want you to see how fast this game goes. It's really just, I mean, it's 20 minutes long. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start. Wow. Let's see. Yellow player's feeling a little left out. Well, let's see. I'm going to draw. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to discard this card for its ability. This is a discard pomegranate. It says discard this, the supply and add 4 cards to it and then draw 1 produce card. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to draw 4 of them and then I get 1 of them. Ooh, there goes that mango. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to get 1 of them. I was hoping for a honey. Add all produce cards of a single type to your hand. I like this one. So that's a good one for a future one. This mango one has a really good future power that I can use, and I definitely want to use that. And then yellow is also going to make an order because they are a little bit behind. They're going to use that honey, and then they're going to get 3. So now they're tied for the lead. Okay. And they got that. Red, what's red doing over here? Let's see. Red is going to discard one of their orders. They like this. They like this over here. So they're going to take these 2 coins, and that's what happens. You get to take them. You get to discard one of the orders and use their ability. Discard the supply, add 4, and take one of the cards. 3, 4. All right, like those bananas. And then finally, we have the green player. And the green player doesn't see much that they can do. They're going to draw a produce card. All right, and then now we are at the end of this round. Okay, this is covered. Now this coin right here, now notice this, the monger, next round, if somebody takes this, they're going to be able to draw an additional card. So that's really important. And then that's the end right there. That's the end of the round. It passes back to red over here. Like that, and that's the end of the round. That's this game in a nutshell. And you're going to be doing that till you hit the end game conditions. Like I said, this one's going to be 15 between all 3 players, so you're going to get an idea how that works. And then you got these other ones here that are going to be different types. So you have ones at the end of the game where you get 2 coins, 2 coins per order. You got ones that you get. The first to 6 gets 3 coins. So there's always ways to win at the end of the game as well, even when the person closes them out. Remember also they have these different types of powers as well. You got the different types of character cards. You got all different kinds of things that you can do and strategies that play out. So the game never really plays the same. Let's go ahead and get to my final thoughts. All right, party people, final thoughts here on Merchants of Muziris, which I feel so sorry if I keep busting up this name. I'm so sorry. All right, but anyway, here's the game. First of all, I'm going to start with the in-game cards because there's a lot going on here that I think is really interesting. So the in-game cards alone will change how the game plays out. Of course, you have the in-game conditions, but also the in-game scoring that adds in there gives you a different element every time. That's really interesting because you may not want to end the game because you want those nice little coins at the end by fulfilling some of those in-game scoring bonuses. You also have the character cards. The character cards are could be different every time. There's 5 of them in the game other than the regular 3, and that changes up how it plays out every time as well. I also like when you end the round and there's 1 card left because you get the coins, and sometimes like the monger we had in there, the gameplay I showed you, you get an additional bonus for having a coin on that card. So when it's time for you to be first player, you might be able to take advantage of that, snag a couple coins, and get a bonus trigger. And that's just one of the cards. There's 5 different ones. I didn't even show you all of them kind of in depth, but yeah, I mean that's another set of replayability. Then you got the cards as well, the produce cards with the set collection part and also the abilities that you can use them for. Just an overall smart design. It's highly portable, which I like. I like to have card games on me when I go about to have a backpack on me at all times. So I like to have games that I can take with me. So there's a lot going on here, but overall, beautiful artwork, smart design, and tons of replay value. This game is a total package in a small box. Definitely interesting. I will be taking a look at this campaign, but I can never ever tell anybody what to do with your money. Hopefully you can make an informed decision on whether you want to back this game, and I'll leave it right there. I want to thank Colossal Games for allowing me to do this preview today. And if you have any questions, you can leave them down below. Feel free to like and subscribe. I never tell anybody to do that either. But thank you so much for your time. Take care, party people. You have a wonderful day.